Hi guys, it's Sophia. It's Monday afternoon. There's a lot going on, as everyone knows. It's Monday the 23rd, 2020. I just wanted to come out here and talk a little bit about what was currently happening in the cosmos, in the planets. Because right now we have a very active sky, active planets, active energy that is highly potent. And like I said on my other last two videos, is that we are dealing with being influenced by other planets, and it's really showing up in our world with the virus going around, a lot of countries, a lot of economies, a lot of our structure being broken down into the unknown. And so that's all happening symbolically in the planets as well. And so I just wanted to speak a little bit about that. We're still dealing with Saturn, Pluto conjunct effects that, like I said, happens every about 36 to 37 years. This happened in the sign of Capricorn, which is all about following rules and strict guidelines. It's like the general, it's like the leader that won't rest until everything is done. But what's interesting is Saturn just moved into its next sign, which is Aquarius. So an Aquarius is actually the opposite. Aquarius is the universal rebel. It's the innovative, fresh-minded magician that has and operates from a very high octave of the higher mind. But what else is really interesting about an Aquarius sign? It's an air sign. It has the ability to be a sacred container. And what I mean by that is that it's the water bearer. Its sign is two little squiggly lines. It's, it's like duality, it's water, it's movement. But what I mean by that is that it's able to harness emotion and hold space for those around it. So those people might not be the most emotional, but they're able to withstand it. Some people, some signs, they don't do emotion and they can't be around it as well. But Aquarius, they're able to hold it and contain it and allow it to move when it needs to. So very interesting switch up in the energies. Also with that, right next to that, we've got Mars in Capricorn, followed by Pluto in Capricorn and Jupiter in Capricorn. And most of these are very slow moving planets. Mars moves a little faster, but what this is doing, it's creating a lot of concentrated energy in one area. So since it's all been in Capricorn, it's all just been this like implosion, this internal combustion of things coming down, destruction, and it's like it's happened, but now that Saturn has moved into Aquarius, it's like, okay, now we can start seeing what's new, what's coming in, even though we don't quite know what that means yet, or we may still see some kickback, because Mars and Pluto and Jupiter, so Jupiter's sitting at 23, Pluto's sitting at 24, and Mars sitting at 25 degrees. So what the degrees mean, so whatever has the lower degree is kind of ruling that energy. So Jupiter is ruling that energy right now. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It expands anything it touches. It's all about knowledge, wisdom, greater travel, greater understanding, spiritual understanding. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy, and anything that it touches, it blesses. And so even though Pluto is all about death and transformation And Mars is about war and moving forward. It's like a divine masculine energy. Those are very intense, sharp energies that are coming through, and so we could be feeling this inside, and especially because we're supposed to stay inside right now. So we could feel a little implosion happening. But what that means, because we've been forced to take this universal pause and this deep, deep settling into being receiving, really, being forced to stay home. It's time for all this energy that's building up behind us because of all this planet energy. It's a time for creativity. It's time for doing something that you thought, oh, that's kind of just a pipe dream, or oh, I don't really know if that would benefit me. All those things are coming onto line right now, and it's actually important for us to be able to communicate with each other our gifts. And that's partly where I'm at. I've been talking about doing videos and offering astrology charts and doing cards because I've been doing it for about 8 or 9 years, but kept it more under wraps because I was learning. I've been learning so much under different mentors. I will name a few. I did a global temple body mentorship through Sophia Tom, who I love dearly and have learned so much from, through her program about goddesses and sexual sovereignty and just everything that I've needed to heal in myself and to kind of step into the world and owning my power. I also worked under a local healer in Southern California all of last year who has 50 years of experience of healing and shamanism. And so learning from great teachers and as well as great astrological teachers, I finally have come to a place where I feel like I can share that. I feel comfortable enough to come on camera in front of you and show you who I really am. So with all that being said, back to the planets. So with all that happening, all that massive creative energy happening and us having to settle into it, it's really time to think outside the box. Like, what do I do for a living? Is it really essential? Maybe I should start thinking about veering into something that would suffice me no matter what happens. Or where am I living? What is my living conditions? Is this gonna help me if more happens that I need to be, need to be able to hunker down? Am I in a safe place? These are all things that we're all thinking about, but what it means is we just need to get down into our heart. We need to get into our bodies and get out of the mind, because the mind is going right now. So exercise, getting out in nature, listening to nature right now. She's quite loud with her birds singing. It's mating season for the birds. So beautiful songs are going on outside and everything's blooming and lush. In California, we've had so much rain and it's been such a blessing. And I really implore you to really set into this deep pause, this deep sacred pause we're in. This is a very feminine energy that we're in, and we are a very masculine based society where go, 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 go. We don't have time to set. But we're being forced that because the divine feminine energy has been coming into play more and more ever since last year. In July, it really, for the first time in over 13,000 years, is that the energy has switched into more of a feminine receiving energy, like how a queen should be. Because no offense, a lot of the kings, and we all have divine masculine energy within us, and you can see a lot of it predominant in a lot of women these days because we've had to survive, so we've had to play both parts. So with all that being said, this is about going inside and balancing both in yourself, acknowledging the feminine side, acknowledging the masculine side, and accepting the fact that we need to be in more state of receiving right now, and trusting that we are being guided and we are blessed that we get this deep pause. So With all the crazy energy happening behind us, there's actually other beautiful energies playing out right now. We just had the sun go into Aries, so that's a cardinal energy, meaning it starts the new season. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, these are all cardinal forward moving energies. So we are heating up because we had a lot of Capricorn, earth, and then we've had a lot of water, a lot of Piscean energy, which is water, so it makes mud, we get stuck. But now that we have the sun moving into Aries and the spring equinox, and let's not forget that it's touching up next to Chiron, and Chiron isn't necessarily a planet, it's like an asteroid that's within our solar system, and what it represents is the wounded healer. So it's like our wound, but also our answer. So the sun is conjunct with that right now. So the sun is like illuminating our wounds and how to heal them. So that's a very feminine energy as well. So this beautiful healing energy is coming through to help harmonize the energy and kind of get you going, but also to get you thinking to the next thing rather than focusing on what you don't need to be focusing on. But we do have the moon, Neptune, and Mercury all up next to each other in Pisces. So there still might be a little, so that's communication, higher love, and your subconscious mind. That's what they stand for. So there might be some downloads happening right now of, you might be realizing a lot, getting a lot of information, but it also might be a little murky so far. It might not be as clear. So that's that deep pause again. That's that thinking of like, okay, what is this really trying to say to me? Listening, waiting for that to come in. And then we have Venus in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus as well. Those are both, it's obviously an earth energy. Venus is at home in Taurus. So it's about love. It's about loving our aesthetics, beauty that's around us, surrounding ourselves with that beauty, and being comfortable in that in the physical realm. So that is going to help to calm down these intense energies that are going around us. Get outside, meditate, get near water, get somewhere outside to where you can breathe in that good air and that oxygen, and you can ground down. If you can, take off your shoes and put your feet in the dirt. It actually does some amazing things to you. So again, just with the energies going around, you might see some craziness from people. It's not like we don't anyway, regardless. It doesn't matter what day or what planet's in what these days, but you will see some kickbacks. So there is some tendencies to want to fight or resist. So if you have that energy going through you, find those ways that you can let it out without letting it out on someone else or out in public, going to the store, trying to grab something. Be kind and know we're all in this. So I'm going to come back and do some more videos. I'm going to do a divine masculine reading as well as a divine feminine. And so it doesn't mean you have to be a man to be masculine or feminine for whatever. As a woman, those energies are within us both. So I want to break down and see what's happening and maybe get some messages from spirit on some guidance on both of the energies. And then I'm also going to do some more elemental readings. And if anybody has any suggestions or wants to know more about this or that, please feel free to reach out. Leave a comment. Please click the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Much love.